One of the most common ways an organisation aims to secure funding is by preparing a bid. There's a great deal of competition for funding, and it's important that not only do you have a project that will be successful, but you make sure that you prepare your bid to give it the best possible chance of success.
I asked you three to bring along some objects around bid preparation so that we could think about the things that might go wrong when you're planning your bids. Bev, do you want to go first?
I focused on deciding what funding to apply for. So I brought the sunglasses and a water pistol.
Okay, and why did you bring those two particular objects?
Brought the sunglasses because they represent blinkers. Some people only apply to one funder. And the water pistol because some people apply for everything, and the water pistol represents the scattergun effect.
Okay, two really good points there.
Well, it is a bit out of date. There's a funder somewhere in here for us. It's bound to be.
I'll move on to Sonia. Sonia, what did you bring?
Well, I considered the bid writing process and the distractions that can crop up when you're doing it to take you away from actually carrying it out. So I bought a mobile phone because it's always easy to ring your friends up and have a chat or have a check on what's happening on Facebook. I also brought a cushion because sometimes when you're writing these applications it can get a bit boring, so I can just get my head down and have a little nap when I get fed up with it. And then the other thing I brought was a calculator because a lot of people don't plan what they're actually going to do with the funding and look how it fits in advance, so they just try and make it fit what's there on the bid instead of planning ahead.
Okay, you bring up lots of really good issues there. I think lots of people don't leave time to do the bids, and then all sorts of things happen and they don't get round to doing them or don't leave enough time to do them properly. You also bring up something that relates to an organisation's funding strategy, because you talk about costing up your project, which is an element, a really important element of fundraising strategy, drawing up a budget. So that was really good. It's also useful to think about making sure that you complete the whole bid and you don't leave any bits out. You don't leave some questions unanswered, or you just put refer to leaflet or business plan or whatever. So that's really good.
No, I don't mind, Diane. No, you just pop round for a coffee. No, I'm supposed to be doing something, but could do with a break, so just come round when you're ready. How long do you think you'll be? About 20 minutes, that's fine. See you then, bye.
Sally, do you want to go next?
Well, I focused on the end of the process when you're actually submitting the bid. So I brought a calendar, because it's so easy to miss the deadlines, and a great pile of papers, because there's always lots of extra paperwork to include as well as the actual bid, and usually what you need is buried in a big pile of papers, and an envelope, because that's actually sending it off.
Envelope. Last one. check. 3 copies. It don't matter. They'll have to photocopy them.
Okay, well done. You've given us a really good kind of feel of the things you need to do when you come to preparing your bids.
So here are a few tips for bid writers. Identify suitable funders and make sure you're eligible. Some funders will only fund a charity. Make sure the funder wishes to fund the activity. Some funders will only consider activities for certain types of people living in certain areas. Answer all the questions. Even if you feel you've already answered the question in another section, make sure you answer it again. Go back and check the other section. You may have misread the question. Be realistic about start dates and costs. It can take a funder 6 months to make a decision. And also make sure your costs aren't excessive and relate just to the activity. For instance, don't ask for a laptop if you don't need it in your activity. Provide the right number of copies in the right format. Provide exactly what is requested in the format asked for. Be helpful and make sure the information is in the right order too. Send all the documentation requested. Check that you have all your policies, constitution and annual report kept in a folder and electronically so you can easily access them. Meet the deadline. Build in at least a day's contingency and send it by recorded delivery if you're going to post it. Otherwise, make sure you've plenty of time if you're going to deliver it. And constantly look out for new opportunities. Think about whether your sports activity could be funded as a young person or older person's project, a health project, or even one to combat crime. Be creative in your approach. Finally, don't give up. Only about 1 in 10 applications are successful and some really good ones are turned down. You need to give yourself the best chance by submitting the best possible application. If you are rejected, ask for feedback and act on it. Good luck.